Hello, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani on this Monday afternoon. Today, being joined by Sugar Sean O'Malley, one of the big stars of UFC 250. Phenomenal knockout win over one Eddie Wineland. He remains undefeated. Everyone's still buzzing over what he did on Saturday, and he's kind enough to join us on this Monday afternoon as well. Sean, how are you?
Doing good, Ariel. Thanks for having me on. It's always good to be able to be healthy after a fight and do interviews. So I'm excited.
Yes, congratulations. You should be excited.
Thank
That was
you.
amazing. And I want to talk about the fight, but still, man, I can't get over the hair. The hair is phenomenal. How long did
Thank
that take?
it. It was a process. It was like about total with everything from the beginning to where it got to, probably 12 hours with
Wow.
everything. Yeah, probably more if you count the braids too. Yeah.
So, but it wasn't continuous, right?
No, I did about 3 different sessions. I had to go blonde, then I did the first set of color, and then I did the second.
What inspired this?
Well, I wanted to do it for my debut, actually. I remember talking to him. I'm like, "God, we got to do it." But I wanted to establish my name a little bit in the division, in the UFC. I didn't want to come in looking too big of a freak. So played out perfect. I was actually on streaming. I was on Twitch, which I am right now. And I said, I was listening to 6ix9ine's new song. Everyone's talking. I say, I think if you're going to the gym and you're getting hyped up, I don't really know what he's saying too much, but it's sweet. I think he's a character, and I enjoy watching characters, like people that are almost like what the that they don't look real life. And so one of my buddies, Schmitty, I think he said you should do hair like 6ix9ine. I'm like, I've actually thought about it before he even had his hair like that. I thought about doing it, but so we did it that night. We started it that night.
And so you're as you've told me before, your girlfriend is a hairstylist, right?
Yeah,
So I'm assuming she did this.
yeah, she did it.
She's
Yeah, Danya.
incredible. Give her a shout out. Well, what's her
Yeah,
Instagram because she deserves it.
Therapy dot Danya. No, I don't know her Insta, something like that. I always tag her. I always tag her in the pictures. But yeah, Therapy. She has her own salon down here in Phoenix. She's like a black belt level stylist. She's been doing it for a long time. It's her passion. She's extremely passionate about hair as I am with fighting. So I think it's why, I think that's what really helps a good relationship is people that can have their own separate passions, not just each other. So we get along good.
So is this the new style moving forward, or was it just for this fight?
No, I don't know if I'll ever have normal hair again. It's too sweet. I enjoy. I look in the mirror and I'm like, what the? I love it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is amazing, and especially when it's all out, even with the braids, it's incredible. It just
Yeah.
puts you in a good mood looking at all those colors. I don't know what it is about those colors, but I say you should keep it for whatever it's worth.
Thank you.
I know not much, but hey, I say you should
No,
keep it now.
it's staying. It's staying. I think it adds to the kind of character I was talking about. I think people want to see characters, and I'm not talking about like I'm gonna act some crazy different way. But like when my hair looks like that and I have all those tattoos, I'm in that cage, I feel superhumanly fast. And I just, it's fun. We did a picture with me, Tim, Tank, Brandon, our team photo, and it looks like Pokemon or something. I'm like some kind of thing, and they're the traders. I don't know. It's fun.
Well, especially in this day and age where everyone kind of looks the same in the cage, right? With the uniform, I think it's really important to stick out, and you've done a phenomenal job coming in the midst of the uniform deal of sticking out. Now you were back at the Apex, right? Because your Contender Series fight was at the Apex, correct?
No,
Oh, was it at the old Tough Gym?
yeah. I
Wow.
fought my last 5 fights have been in Vegas in
Uh-huh.
4 different arenas.
That is wild. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Ultimate Fighter Gym, Apex, T-Mobile, and what was the
Park
fourth?
MGM.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
The
that one.
Yeah. So that's
What,
pretty cool.
what was it like at the Apex?
When you're in that zone, when I'm in that zone that I'm fighting, nothing on the outside is gonna bother me. Whether it being a lack of fans or a million people, nothing's gonna change how I fight. I will say if I could pick, I would rather the fans there. The energy when the fans are there, if that knockout would have been epic with the roar of fans behind that. I mean, it still is epic, but with the fans are the reason that me and you are even talking right now. Just it's the hardcore fans. So for them to be able to be there would have been awesome. But it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was. I could hear his corner a little more. I never really have an issue here in my corner. I didn't really hear Joe Rogan or anything. I think I kind of did, but I was able to focus very
Mm.
well.
Is it possible that's your best knockout? You've had some amazing ones, but is that number one?
It's up there. You know, that David Nuzzo one, that one I got in LFA. I said before this fight, I'm getting a viral knockout. I have that same feeling I had before I fought David Nuzzo when I said the exact same thing. I said, I'm getting a viral knockout right after I go out there and get a viral knockout. I think the one I hit, the spinning kick or the head kick to the spin kick, is still more up there. But is when and that was a beautiful walk off KO. That right hand was similar to the right hand I hit Alfred with. A similar setup. The one I hit Alfred with was more of a left, just like a kind of a left feint. And for a feint, it has to be this much. Like that's all I got to do to get a reaction out of somebody. And when I'm as fast as I am, I can I land when they're reacting. But the one I hit with Alfred was more of a left feint and then a right hand. The one I hit on Eddie was an uppercut left hand, then a right hand. So they were similar, both walk-off knockouts. I don't know which one was better, but they were both. I guess maybe Eddie's because he's more of a vet and more, a higher up skilled opponent. So I don't know.
What is it like when the right hand connects like that and the body just, crumbles to the ground? What is that feeling like?
Yeah, that's a good question. I wish I was more in thought while it happened, because I could probably think about it more. But I was just so there that it's hard to even, though I just see it looking back on it. It was just when you've knocked as many people out as I have, when you knock someone out. It's kind of probably the same thing for Mark Hunt. He's like, okay, I'm knocked out a lot of people. I know when someone's knocked out when it lands, and it's the shot after Eddie's like, hey dude, like what'd you hit me with? It's the shots that people don't see, that knock people out. And that's what I'm good at doing is, distracting and then landing. I don't, my hand's not down in my right pocket. I don't bend over at the knees and just throw a right hand hoping it lands like some people. I set it up and I knock people out with precision and accuracy and technique.
I know you were just talking about a little bit, but the feint and then the punch, like, could you describe what you were trying to do there? And did it work exactly as you wanted it to?
Yeah, that's my style. My style is I have a very high level striking that, you can only see to a certain degree unless you have that style. That's why I feel like some striking people are so excited about me. Like guys like, Israel Adesanya, he recognizes it. That dude's a high level. He recognizes it. There's guys like Dan Hardy. He sees it. Like there's guys that are like, damn, he has some real legitimate high level skills. So I knew looking at Eddie's skill set versus my skill set, even if I didn't show up and Eddie showed up the best night, I feel like I could still perform and beat him. Maybe not in that spectacular fashion, but if I show up like I always do in every single fight, how high level my skill level is compared to his, as far as hands down, my feints, like speed. I have the speed advantage. I have the technique advantage. I knew I was going to get a knockout when it came down to fight night.
And what's so good about this story is for a while there, it looked like your story was going to be a tragic one. Like you had all this, potential, and then the USADA thing keeps happening. Now it feels like that's a distant memory. Do you feel the same? Like all those nerves about the test and all that stuff, is that all gone now?
Yeah, that was a weird couple of years, but looking back on it, it's like I just dedicated and focused so much of my time to getting better. Not just in the gym, but mentally and figuring out how to deal with, there's people that are in prison for rape and murder and stuff that they didn't do. So I was like, okay, I'm getting accused. I'm getting in trouble for something I didn't do, but there's people that are getting in trouble for what they didn't do in a lot more serious ways. I still have a bed. I still have everything. Like I'm okay. So I was able to kind of, learn a lot in that sense too, and be more grateful, as far as, and getting my skill level better. So, but yeah, it's a distant memory. The levels were, a picogram is a trillionth of a gram. I don't think that'll ever affect my legacy ever. I think anybody that's somewhat intelligent understands what a picogram is. And if they tested me 25 times in a year, every single time I tested positive was for low levels of picograms, like Chael said, well, they found what was in however much they found, that's what was in my system. So
So now how quickly do you want to come back? Because it seems like there's an opportunity. If you live in America right now, they're going to use you a lot because of, all the travel restrictions. We'll see what happens once this Fight Island thing gets rolling. But is it possible we'll see you, kind of sooner than expected?
Yeah, definitely. I text Dana today just thanking him for continuing to put on the fights. He's a legend. If he wasn't able to put on these fights, I'm not able to go out there and perform and do what I love to do. So Dana saying I'm going to get these fights on is we're so lucky to be able to go do what we love to do. If not, I would be, I'd continue to just keep training, but I'd be going crazy. I'd be like, I need to fight. And I have that itch again. I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to fight again. I feel good. I'm healthy. My shins are a little sore from kicking Eddie, but other than that, I feel healthy as and I'm ready to go. So yeah, I wouldn't. It also has to be, someone coming off a win or someone coming off a loss that I thought won, which was Cheeto. I thought he definitely won that fight. I would love to knock him out and continue it going, but we'll see.
I saw a lot of people pushing for you versus Cody, and not to
He
suggest.
there's no way he takes that fight. There's no way he'd take that fight. It's a lose-lose for him. One, he's probably gonna get knocked out, and two, it's like he's fighting someone that has a lot of hype. But if he beats me, people will say, "Oh, but he's," it's a lose-lose for him. I feel like so. I'm sure they would avoid that fight.
Would you take it?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I feel like I'd knock Cody out.
Wow. Based on what you saw on Saturday, or just in general?
I mean, he looked more improved Saturday for sure. He looked like he was more calculated, more calm. He looked very much improved from his previous get knocked out 3 times. So he did improve. I think he is a high level. He's a very, very dangerous opponent. Anyone that just throws bombs like that's dangerous. But I feel like I'm calculated enough, accurate enough, and skill wise enough to, be able to knock him out. So yeah, that's a win fight for me.
You think the UFC would do it? Because I kind of feel like they want to build you up a little slower than that.
Yeah, I mean, they probably do. It's tough being in this situation, being like, I want to fight. I'm a fighter. I want to fight. I want to keep fighting. I'm healthy. But yeah, it's still a business. We gotta, people can't really talk. I fought Eddie Wineland. I'm a gangster. He's a badass. He's a legend in his own right. So it's not like they're giving me easy fights. Jose Quinones wasn't an easy fight. He was 6-1 in the UFC or something like. So I'm fighting good. They're not giving me guys to go out there and wax. But yeah, I think they'll probably try to take it more slow, and they're probably like, I don't know, but we'll see. I honestly don't know.
I like the idea that you just brought up. I like the Marlon Vera fight because, of course, you guys were supposed to fight back in the day, and it feels like a solid natural progression. I know he's coming off a loss, but I too thought he won that fight as well. But someone in that category, and then we start talking about the next guys. I feel like you're right there. Maybe just a couple left, not from a skill standpoint, but I like the idea of continuing to build you and expose you to more people before the big unleashing in those big title fights. When you see what Aljamain did, because now I consider Aljamain the uncrowned champion. I feel like that should have
I
been a
agree.
title fight. When
I
you see
agree.
him, you feel like you're on that level right now? I would imagine so, right? Based on your confidence level.
I feel like I could be champ right now, and not even saying like I think the bantamweight division is one of the best divisions in the UFC. It's got to be right now. It's so on fire. There's so many guys that could be champ on any given day. But yeah, I put myself right up there with the top 3 guys in the world. It's I want to be in one of those I need to keep building my highlight reels too. I want to be able to look back on my career and have a 20-minute long nonstop highlight reels. Like that's just kind of my style. That whole fight could have been basically a highlight reel. So yeah, I have no issues with taking less ranked opponents and going out there and not getting rushed. But I'm also down if they're like, hey, let's fight this dude. I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
How many fights left on your deal?
I did talk to UFC, and we're going to renegotiate, or we're going to figure out something. So I am happy with them. I don't even I see all the Jorge Masvidal and the John Jones stuff, and it takes away from what I love doing. That's just fighting. So I'd rather not even. It's hard to say because it's easy to talk about, but I'd rather try not to focus so much on the money and make sure I'm having fun and just getting paid what I'm worth.
Okay. Well, obviously, I was asking because of the comment you made in the post-fight interview.
Right.
But do you regret saying that?
No, I don't think so. I think I think I was one of the biggest draws of the whole fight, not just the fight night, the whole fight week, like with interviews and you like the media and the hype and stuff. But I don't know. I guess I don't pay attention to anyone else's stuff, so I probably think that just because I'm like, damn, I'm getting a lot of attention for this, this fight. So I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember what you asked.
But I was asking if you
Oh
regretted
yeah, I
up in the
regret to
post-fight
say.
interview.
No, I talked to Sean Shelby and I'm happy. I'm happy. UFC treats me really well, and I'm happy with them
Okay, so do you already have a new deal?
now. No, but I did talk to him. I just voiced that I didn't feel like I got paid what I deserved for that fight with that kind of performance. I just didn't think I. But they said we're gonna make it right. We're good. No new contract got signed or anything, but I'm happy with how the talk went. I think I don't have a manager anymore. So I think the talk with Sean Shelby went really well as far as me being a business and taking myself out of and being my own manager and talking with him. I think it went really well, and I think we're going to be able to have a good relationship and expect to fight a couple times over what he thinks I'm worth and what I think I'm worth, and that's where the negotiation comes in. And I'll just have to read it. I'm gonna read up on negotiations and learn it myself. And if I'm getting paid what I feel like what makes me happy, then I have no issue. I'm good. I'm good to fight. And I don't want to get. I literally had every manager you could think of hit me up this whole fight week, especially after I said that. But no, I think if we get the new one worked out, I'll be happy.
Yeah, can I ask you about that? Because MMA, it might be it's a small circle, right? And obviously the word internally got out that you no longer have a manager. You were represented by Danny Rubenstein. You've parted ways, and you are a budding superstar. Any manager, with 2 cents in his brain would want to represent you. And I'm not surprised to hear that they've all reached out to you. And if they haven't reached out to you, if they're the one guy out there probably salivating right now just hearing you say this upon hearing it. And so I'm wondering why you feel like it's in your best interest to do this on your own.
I don't. Whatever I paid my manager 10% of from my previous fights, I didn't feel was worth 10% of what I'm paying him. I'd rather pay the people I'm training, my coaches more and stuff like that rather than I don't know. And then I have a lawyer that looks over all my contracts, and then I have a couple marketing managers that are out there, looking for the bigger deals as far as marketing. But like Sanibel, me and him have a really good relationship. I got that deal for myself a couple of years ago. Cushley CBD, that's my own sponsor, and then a couple other ones is other marketing guys getting them for me. But as far as it comes to the fight money, I don't want to pay someone 10%, especially this. I don't get how managers even expect or think that they should charge their fighters bonuses. Are you serious? You get a percent of the bonus and 10% or 15 or 20% of the win, like the money. It just doesn't make sense for me. As long as how much effort I put into the camp and how much dedication and hard work I put in, I don't want to pay someone 10% of it. I'd rather pay my coaches more.
And just to be clear on all this, your contract isn't up yet, right? Like you're not a free agent right now. You just want to renegotiate the deal, correct?
With UFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, technically I'm still signed on my old contract. And then I talked to Sean Shelby and we're going to talk about some numbers probably this week or something.
You think, okay, this time next year, July or June of 2021, will you have fought for a belt yet?
If it keeps going how it's going, 100%. If we keep knocking people out, I truly think the first fight with Terrion, I think I was eating a vegan diet. I wasn't healthy. I had a torn labrum in my hip. I wasn't an athlete. I wasn't healthy. That should be a first round knockout. Looking back on it, if it was now, the fight against Andre was that close to being a first round knockout. 10 more seconds, he was out. He couldn't even figure out where he was at in the second round. And then obviously that Alfred fight was a first round knockout. I'm a first round knockout artist. Like that's just. But the thing that's so dangerous about me is I'm ready to go for 15 minutes. I'm not planning on knocking him out in the first round. That's just what I feel like is gonna. That's my prediction. Yeah, probably knock on the first round. I'm ready to go for 15. That's what I'm training for is 15.
By the way, who do you think wins, Jan or Aldo?
I think it's kind of a toss-up. That was kind of like a Corey Aljo fight. Like that could go either way.
Yeah.
I kept saying Corey because I just did, but I really didn't know. I wasn't surprised at all Aljo won. But yeah, that goes either way.
Yeah, so then the winner of that fight fights Aljamain. You're in the mix. I think, I mean, if nothing crazy happens again with picograms and whatnot, this time next year, you're either about to fight for the belt or will have already fought for the belt. It just seems to be going in that direction, especially with all the buzz that you have. So life is good for Sugar Sean.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll
Yeah,
see.
it feels good.
And I'm assuming you'd like to fight on this island as well, wherever it may be.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk. We'll see. It's hard to pass up Vegas. If the Fight Island's not some epic, crazy place and it's just like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how sweet it sounds, but it's hard. If they're still having fights in Vegas, the only thing I don't like is how small the cage is. I'd prefer fighting in a bigger cage. And
Why?
I don't, just my style, my movement. The bigger, the better for me. The fight against Alfred was in the smaller cage. First, it went fine. The fight against Eddie was in a smaller cage. It went fine, but I'd prefer a bigger cage, especially if it's more of a grappler. I'd prefer a bigger cage, and so it kind of depends who we fight next. If it's more of a striker, yeah, I'll pick Apex. But if it's more of a grappler, I'd probably prefer the Island. If it's a bigger cage,
Right. Well, it went great on Saturday, and cool to see Eddie give you props on social media. I'm sure you saw that, right? That video that he posted. I thought that was
yeah,
cool on his
he
part.
was one of the nicest guys I've ever met before the fight. After the fight, he was just I felt genuinely a little bad. Like, that's cool. Hope he recovers and feels good.
Yeah, an OG of the game, the
Yeah,
very first WEC bantamweight champion, which of course
crazy.
that became the UFC belt. So a huge deal for you. Well done, my man. Congratulations once again. You steal the headlines and you make a big statement on a big night for the UFC. And the hair. I mean, you made the statement before the fight. If I'm being honest, look at that thing. I mean, it's unbelievable. So congrats. Enjoy it, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.